ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ श्री परमात्मने नमः। अथ एकादशोऽध्यायः। अर्जुन उवाच पितासि लोकस्य चराचरस्य त्वमस्य पूजश्च गुरुर्गरीयान् न त्वत्समोऽस्तभयद्यदिकः कुतोऽन्यः लोकत्रयप्यप्रतिमप्रभाव तस्मात् प्रणिधाय कायं प्रसादये त्वाममहि प्रसा प्रसादये त्वामहमीश मीड्यं पितेव पुत्रस्य सखैव सख्युः प्रियः प्रियायार्षिदेव सोढुम् अद्रष्टपूर्वं हृषितोऽस्मि दृष्ट्वा भयेन च प्रव्यथितं मनो मे तदेव मे दर्शय देवरूपम् प्रसीद देवेश जगन्निवास किरीटिनं गदिनं चक्रहस्तम् इच्छामि त्वां द्रष्टुमहं तथैव तेनैव रूपेण चतुर्भुजेन सहस्रबाहो भव विश्वमूर्ते। श्रीभगवानुवाच मया प्रसन्नेन तवार्जुनेदं रूपं परं दर्शितमात्मयोगात् तेजोमयं विश्वमनन्तमाद्यं यन्मे त्वदन्येन च द्रष्टपूर्वम् न वेदयज्ञाध्ययनैः तानै न च क्रियाभिर्न तपोभिरुग्रैः एवं रूपः शक्य अहं नृलोके द्रष्टुं त्वदन्येन कुरु प्रवीर. All right. I hope I can finish that much. So, so we were, Arjuna was basically saying, I'm very happy that I saw what I saw. You showed it to me, but I was really scared of it. The point is, he felt that, it's like a kid going to a horror film and everything is scaring him. So that's where he realized the power of Bhagwan. And when he realized that, he thought that, you know what, I have been treating Krishna like a friend, and I should have been a little more respectful to him. So he says all these things in the previous verses. Now he says, Pitasi lokasya characharasya, like you are the father of this whole jagat, characharasya. Char and achar, both, you are the boss, of this whole jagat. You are the one who created it. You are the one maintaining it. So you are the father of char and achar. Char means that which moves, which means living, and that which doesn't move, or because Bhagwan in his vibhutis, he had already said, Pitahamasya jagatah mata dhata pitamaha, that I am the father of this jagat, I am the mata, I am the dhata means caretaker of this, as well as I am the grandfather of everything is me only. So he says, now I fully understand, Bhagwan, what you meant when you talked about it earlier. Now I see it in my, with my own eyes. So, because, when we have our own father, we have a lot of respect for our father. And then what about the father of this whole universe, who's like the caretaker? Everything is that. And he says, you are the Guru Gariyan. That means you are the gurus of the Guru. You are the the ultimate guru. So that's basically Bhagwan's stuti he is doing, like earlier he had said, you are greater than the Hiranyagarbha, which is Brahmaji. Um, so now he is basically trying to say that we have to be extremely respectful. And, when somebody insults Bhagwan, that's when, he says, I should have stood by, and uh, did something about it. Like in Ramcharitmanas, Janakji, when he had invited all these people for Swayamvar, all the kings had come. And then when nobody was able to even move the Dhanush, at that time he said, some harsh words about the Kshatriyas. And he says, this looks like this earth is now void of all the Kshatriyas, all the brave people. So that time Lakshman got up and very angrily he responded, how can you say something like that when Ram is present in your sabha? You know, you shouldn't be saying these things because, there's no comparison to Bhagwan Ram. So that's his way of saying ki, you haven't called the right person yet. So natvat samah asti, that there is nobody equal to you. Nobody is like you or equal to you. That means there is no comparable in this earth in either might or gyan or anything, basically. That's it. There is no example. So, in Ramcharitmanas, there is a episode about Manu and Shatrupa. So Manu and Shatrupa, after they had lived for thousands of years and ruled the earth, they said, okay, now time to go and contemplate. So they came to the jungle and created a little hut, and they did a lot of tapasya. And at that time, in their contemplation, they heard the voice, Mango, what do you want? They said, where is this voice coming from? Who are you? So he says, you tell me what you want. So he says, please come in front so we can see you. So the voice said, in what form do you want to see us? See, it's like Bhagwan's wish. What form do you want to see us as? So he says, we want to see you the way Shivji meditates on. So that time he came as Bhagwan Ram, in front of Manu and Shatrupa, along with Sita ji. Somehow, that is also said in Ramcharitmanas. So at that time, they were so mesmerized with the beauty of Bhagwan that they said, मांगना क्या है, we want a son like you. तो कहता, there is nobody like me. So it has to be me only, So I will come as your son in one of the avatars or in one of your lives. So that's when he came as Bhagwan Ram in Kaushalya ji and Dashrath ji's house. So that's Bhagwan's wish. He can come anyways, he can show himself in any form that he wants. So because there is only one Bhagwan, even if you think about even the Ishwar form, I'm not talking about Brahman, I'm talking about Ishwar. Ishwar has to be one because, there can be one commander in chief. So just like in Christianity or Islam or Judaism, they have only one God. So they may have different names, कोई अल्लाह कह रहा है, कोई गॉड कह रहा है, कोई जो भी कह रहे हैं उनको, so just like you cannot have two presidents or two prime ministers or things like that. So that's why. But last time also I said, but what happens is the Sat is only one. There's one truth. But Ekam Satya Vipraha Bahuda Vadanti. That means the wise people have said it in many different ways, just to explain, to say things in a different way. Because when you start schooling, they teach you certain concepts, but they are at a very base level. Then as you go farther, then they start to uh, talk about the various intricacies and various, nuances of that truth. So you become, you have a better grasp. So the mind has to be prepared for it. That's the point. So जैसे एक बार नारद जी, I'm not going to repeat the story, but when Narad ji had gone to Bhagwan, and on the way back, he wanted to say कि भाई मेरे को तो अब सब, I have conquered the what was it, the anger and the lust and everything. So Bhagwan said, "Oh yeah, you are the greatest. Even by taking your name, people have crossed that. But when he comes out, he goes. He sees that new city is there. He doesn't even realize कि ये भगवान की माया है. And there he sees Vishwa Mohini, and then he goes back to Bhagwan and says, "Oh, give me your," he says, "Hari Roop de do," so that I can impress this girl and marry her. तो जब to cut the long story short, जब she refuses and Bhagwan comes there and she garlands Bhagwan and they both go away. That time when he goes back to Bhagwan and he was standing there, he says, क्या है भगवान, what is all this, कहता है परम स्वतंत्र न सिर पर कोई आप तो मतलब पूरे फ्री हो कि कोई सिर पे नहीं है. भाव ही मन ही करो तुम सोई, जो तुम्हारे मन में आता करते हो. कोई बात है ये, भले ही मंद मंद ही भली करो, मतलब जो अच्छा है उसको बुरा कर देते हो, बुरा है जो अच्छा कर देते हो. कोई तुम्हारा कोई वो नहीं है. और विस्मय हर्ष न ही कछु धरियो, दैट मीन्स कि एंड यू हैव नो फीलिंग्स फॉर अदर्स. ना कोई आप सुखी होते हो ना दुखी होते हो. यू हैव डन सच ए ब्लंडर विद मी, यू काइंड ऑफ चीटेड मी. सो ही वॉज एंग्री. सो द पॉइंट इज कि there is nothing like Bhagwan. There is there it is like the ultimate, that it goes further into that. तस्मात् प्रणम्य प्रणिधाय कायम. तो अब नाउ ही इज सो, कहता overcome with emotions. प्रणिधाय कायम, प्रणिधाय मीन्स लेट कर प्रणाम किया. इट्स लाइक विद ये साष्टांग प्रणाम. कायम मीन्स बॉडी. विद दिस बॉडी ही जस्ट लाइट, स्ट्रेट नमस्कार करते हैं. तस्मात् प्रणय मतलब प्रणाम टू भगवान. इज लाइक सो says भगवान से क्या मतलब, what I am so blessed that I am seeing this. It is not a thing that you see on a regular basis. So prasadaye twam ahisham midiyam. Idiyam means stuti. I am doing your, कहता you are ईश्वर भगवान. I want to do your स्तुति. और पीतेव पुत्रस्य सखेव सख्यम, like a, now he is remembering ki how he used to treat him. So he says, like piteva putrasya, like a father forgives his son, or like a sakheva sakhyum, like a friend will forgive a friend. कुछ उसने कह दिया, अरे यार दोस्त है जाने दे, something like that. और प्रिय प्रियायसु मतलब like a lovers or a husband and wife, or when you have that kind of close relationship, the wife may say something harsh to the husband or vice versa, then they forgive. Okay, chalo ho gaya, gusse mein keh diya, khatam. So please, like that, I seek your forgiveness. So basically he's lying down doing stuti as well as he's seeking forgiveness. Shama yachna kar rahe hain. So just like father forgives the son, because he was just thinking कि भगवान कहीं नाराज ना हो जाए मुझसे. He was also thinking like that. And अदृष्ट पूर्वम हृतिशोस्मि दृष्टवा. So now it's coming to um, a couple more verses of Arjuna. So he says, Adrashta Purvam. So I have, I have seen something that I had never seen before. Adrashta Purvam means before. So I had never seen what I see today, what you are showing me today. Rishitosmi Drashtva. I am so delighted. I'm so happy to see that. But inside he was also scared. Bhayena cha pravyatatam manome. That I'm scared. I'm fearful. But he's saying that this is something I had never seen before. I never imagined it to be like this. Because Bhagwan showed him a very bhayava, very fearful uh, thing. But he's saying, please, though I'm delighted, but I'm also very scared of this in my mind, manome, in my mind. Tadeva me darshaya deva rupam. Now, please show me your deva roop. Deva roop means I want to see you in the Vishnu roop, Chaturbhuj roop, So I'm very delighted that I was able to see this, and I'm gladdened, I'm happy that it happened to me that I was able to witness this. But please withdraw this now. Abhi mere se, I can't handle it anymore, basically. Show me your Shant Deva Rupam, that show me your that peaceful, the one that we normally have a visual of Bhagwan, because normally you can't watch a horror film. In the old Hindi films also, which were very very emotional, they will have a comic relief in between. They will have somebody come in and do some circus, some entertainment. So so that's, he said, I can't watch it anymore. I'm like really scared. So that's where he is requesting. um, it's like, what example can I give you? It's like you are excited to go on a first plane journey, and then when you are inside, they say, oh, this plane is being hijacked. It is, so it from a क्या बोलते हैं, exciting thing to become a very scary event. So he thought that he is like, he can't take it anymore. So basically he's saying कि, from that Vishwaroop, show me the Deva Roopam. The Bhagwan has all the forms. It's not like Bhagwan is going to, this is the only form. Bhagwan can be any form. Yeah, all the forms are Bhagwan's form only. So now he says, oh, Jagannivasa. Jagannivasa means uh, where the Jagat resides. This whole world is residing in you only. But I want to see you. So he says, now he explains the way Arjuna wants to see Bhagwan. कहते हैं मेरे को ऐसे देखना है आपको, किरीटिनम गदिनम चक्रहस्तम. So I want to see you with Kiritinam is the golden crown. I want to see you with one head. Now you had so many heads and so many mouths and everything. He says, no, I want to see you with one head, with Kiritinam. There is a crown on your head. Gadinam, Gada and Chakra. Hastam. Hastam means in your hand, I want to see Gada and Chakra. But basically, Gada and Chakra is the two things they are mentioned, but Bhagwan, they are saying in the commentary, they say actually Gada and Chakra is mentioned, but Shankha and Padma is not mentioned, is also, we have to understand that, Ichchami Twam Drashtumaham Tathaiva. So this is my desire to see you as that, आपने मुझे बड़ा भयानक रूप दिखा दिया, but show me that. तेनैव रूपेण चतुर्भुजेन, with the four hands. So I want to see you in that Vishnu roop, with the four hands. And so on one hand, I am very happy that I was able to see. But I am not prepared to keep going. This is like, but on the other hand, I want to see that Shanta Roop of Bhagwan, that, the pleasing Roop, this Vishwaroop is too much for me. So he's saying, so Bhagavan is saying, what form you want to see? So that's where he says that I want to see you as Vishnu with your crown, the golden crown on your head, the the क्या है, Gada, Chakra, Padma, and Shankha in your hands, and the way we have always imagined you to be. So Shankara is basically Shankaracharya is saying that what he was saying that this Vibhatsya Ras is too much for me. I want that Shanta Swarup of Bhagwan. So Bhagwan says, okay, if that's what you want, I'll show you that. So in the next verse, Bhagwan says, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Maya Prasannena Tavarjunedam. So Bhagwan is happy with him. He says, what are you talking about? I am actually showing you because I am very happy with you. Because he was saying, no, forgive me, forgive me, forgive me, be pleased with me, be pleased with me. What are you talking about? I showed it to you because I am very pleased with you. This form is, Rupam Param Darshitam Atma Yogat. This I showed it to you because this is my supreme form, where I am everything is just, जैसे in the dances of Shiva, in the Nataraj Roop, basically the universe is like a big dance where things are created, they are, they stay and then they are eaten away. So that's how the world is. So because earlier Arjun had asked, who are you? You know, because he wanted to see Bhagwan. So Bhagwan showed him the Vikral form. All the deaths is happening, all these big jaws are there, and he's eating everybody, and some are getting stuck in his teeth. So all these things were, that Vibhatsya, the scary form was very gory to Arjuna, though he was a fighter, so he had seen all these things, but he could not fathom कि ये मुझे दिखाए. It's like unprepared student has gone in. So जैसे शुरू में medicals, when they go and they are told to, cut. Maybe Jyoti ji can explain, or how some of the new students, they can't handle it. They are not prepared to see so much blood and cutting the stomach open and seeing everything. So it's not everybody's cup of tea. Some people just then run away. ये नहीं करना, फिर वो engineer बन जाते हैं और accountant बन जाते हैं. So they don't have to deal with the blood. So and also, Bhagwan is saying, you keep saying, please be pleased with me, be pleased with me. So I am not unhappy with you. I'm very pleased with you. That's why I showed it all these things. So this was my this was my happy face. You didn't get it. So this is how it is. So this I have showed you the Param Rupam Darshitam. I showed you my Param Roop. So I don't understand why you get so scared. There is nothing to be scared about. This is how it is. So Maya Prasannena Tavarjuna idam. So I was happy with you. There is no reason for you to think that I was not happy with you. See, I showed it with Atma Yoga. This is something effortlessly I showed it. It is my power, this yoga power. Atma Yoga means my power, I have shown it to you. And without any other help. They say, agar if we have to do something, if we have something to, we have to take 100 other things, help. We need material, we need all kinds of things. But Bhagwan effortlessly shows this thing, There is, कहता है, you are the only one who has witnessed it. This Tejomayam Vishwaroop Anantam Madhyam, Yanme Twadanyena Anyenam, beside you, nobody else has seen it before. So this is because somebody can question, but Sanjay was seeing it also. Yeah, Sanjay was also part of it. But Bhagwan is saying before. Nobody had seen this form before. So this is very unique that I have shown it to you. And also, I showed it to you not because your qualification. I didn't show you because you did so much prayer. I showed you because I wanted to show you, because I was pleased with you. That's why I showed it to you. Uh, because this, you cannot see it any other way, This supreme, spectacular thing that I have shown you, because this was because of my own yoga shakti. So, because for all achievements that we have in our life, we have taken so much help from others. Whatever, we can't say ye sab maine kiya hai, I we cannot, so we can take credit for it, but this is not something that we can build on our own. जैसे सपोज इवन खाना भी बनाते हैं, तो सब्जियां तो बाजार से ही आती हैं ना. We can't say that I created the sabjis and I created the fire, I created the oil and I created everything. So जैसे एक बारी some scientists went to Bhagwan and they said, now we have figured out everything. Bhagwan, you can go for a vacation. We don't need you anymore. So I said, okay, how is that? This is okay, we can now create artificial intelligence, we can create humans like that. So उसने कहा, okay, then what do you do? So he says, oh, we take a clay and build a model. So उसने कहा, well, first you create clay and then come back to me. So पहले, you have to make you are still taking what I have created. So so Bhagavan says, I showed you my Tejomaya, which is the brilliance, Param Adhyam. Adhyam means that which is the beginning of everything, and Vishwam, that Jagat. Even in Vishnu Sahasranam, it starts with Vishwam, Vishnu, Vashatkar. So that Vishwam is Bhagavan's one name is Vishwam only. So कहते, that is what I showed you, and no one has seen this before. So now Bhagavan says, the question is, how long did the Divya Drishti lasts? So here Arjuna is ready to say, okay, हो गया, देख लिया मैंने जो देखना था. But Sanjay was more prepared. So for him, it was he was blessed. He thought it is his life's fulfillment. Krit kritya ho gaya कि he has seen Bhagavan in this form. So when Bhagavan withdrew that form, now we will come to that also. So but he got that experience, which is like the goal of anybody's life. भगवान के दर्शन हो गए और क्या चाहिए, that's why he had said sthane rishikesha. Sthane, we talked about, sthane means it is what it is supposed to be, that we don't have to ask for anything change. So but for him, this Divya Drashti had become an obstacle now for Arjuna. So he wanted to change the channel. Says, I want to see you in that Hari Roop, in the, what do you call it? In the Deva Roopam. So now instead of Vishwarupa, he is requesting Bhagwan to, because now the question can come, he said that Nobody had seen it before, but we have so many examples. Yashoda ji has seen it. Even Duryodhan had seen it when Bhagwan went as a ambassador. So he says, but they didn't see this form. They saw one form, but not this particular form. So now Bhagwan is saying, na ved yajna dhyaнаin dane, ki what you have seen is not possible through Veda. Veda means the chanting of the Vedas. Yajna, dhyanen means adhyan of the Shastras. With all these things, it is not possible. So, oh great hero of Kuru Vansh, because Shankara is saying that this Vishwaroop is your life's fulfillment, that I showed it to you. But it cannot be done by just reciting Vedas, doing the pathyam of the Vedas, or by understanding the Shastras, or by performing various yajnas. So so that is not a ticket to see this Vishwaroop. It only happens when Bhagwan wants to do it, when Bhagwan wants to do kripa on somebody. So that's why Bhagwan says this, neither through danam, like Nachiketa's father did, or um, Krayabhihi means through Agnihotras, or doing lot of social work. That NGO khol diya, kuch kar rahe hain, doing all kinds of things. Tapo bhi, by doing tapaha, but not any kind of tapaha. Ugra tapaha. That means really uh, severe penance. By doing all that is not a ticket to see that. So even when you actually, this is something we need to understand. Ki this is not actually Bhagwan is giving it to us with million hands. Bhagwan is, but we have only two hands to receive. So we have a limited access to what we are getting. So, but um, if you think about it, even having a body is Hari Kripa only. Uh, a healthy body is a Hari Kripa, that every cell is functioning. Everything that we have in this body is a Kripa. Whether we have, all the different organs, they are doing their work continuously. We have to do nothing. They are self-repairing machines. They are taking care of themselves. Only when we are abusing it that things happen. But it still self cures itself. So the body, mind, everything is like that. Even in our DNA, if one of the genes get twisted, the whole body will come to a standstill or become dysfunctional. So Hari Kripa is there in every way. I'm just talking about body, but if you look at around us, how much Kripa is being showered by Bhagwan. It is, you know, countless. But we have, only one mouth to express. That also we are very shy to do that. So, so anyways, that's, I think we can maybe we can take one more. Mate vyatha macha vimudha bhavaha. So Bhagwan is saying that don't have any fear. Mate vyatha means dukh. Don't have a fear because of vimudha bhava. Vimudha bhava means, we can say, through confused mind, or because of um, thoughtlessly assuming things. So, Vimuda means Visheshena Mudaha, a special type of stupidity. So, Drishtva Rupam Ghoram Idyam Mama Idam. So seeing this Ugra form, don't get scared. That's what Bhagwan is trying to console Arjuna, Uh, be fearless, be pleased with pleased mind, you have seen this, so be happy about it. So basically, Bhagavan is saying, Arjuna, let there be no fear in you. Be fearless, because this Vimuda Bhav, which is because of which you are having this unnecessary fear, there is no need for that. Because I showed it to you because I was happy with you. So don't keep saying that बहुत डर लग रहा है. So कि because he said that the all three worlds are scared of this Bhagwan, and even me, I am also scared. So there is no need for that. This thinking is Vimudha Bhava, that I have to be scared. So no need to say any of these things. This this form of, this terrible form that I showed you, that basically scared you. Now you just relax. You take a deep breath and relax. No need to fear anymore. Um, your fear was out of mudata. So you are my friend, you are my sakha. So uh, now that you have because Bhagwan has manifested in many, many ways, Bhagwan Ram, Hue, Krishna, and all the other different things, all the avatars like, Matsya avatar and Kurma avatar, all these avatars have been there. Bhagwan can come in any form, but it's Bhagwan's mercy. He doesn't need any help from anybody. So there are good forms, there are pleasant forms, there are unpleasant forms. Then for Bhagwan, it is the same thing. So because in this one we saw Bhagwan swallowing the armies of people. So it's not just one or two, it's like Ugra Roop. So we have seen Bhagwan's Ugra Roop here. So we can't decide which form Bhagwan has to show. Every form is Bhagwan's form. There's nothing other than Bhagwan. That's how we have to understand. So Bhagwan acts based on the avatar he takes. Just Ramakrishna, he takes human form, then he acts like a human. In Varaha avatar, he was, as a boar. He acted as a boar. Same with Matsya avatar. And then Narsingh avatar, he came in an angry form, with all the claws and, angry way. So now, as requested by Arjuna, Bhagwan shows his Chaturbhuj form. And I think we have come to 49. Now we will wrap it up, most likely Tuesday, but we can extend it to Thursday also. But please come up with your, um, at least 2-3 minutes. Everyone should talk about how they felt about this particular chapter. So we will do that. Try to wrap it up in next week itself. All right. So let's conclude. ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. I hope the speed is okay. This one, I took a express route. 12th chapter we will do, because this one had, I couldn't add more to what was already in the stanzas. Let's just